We only have an hour, guys. I'm DS Angel. Usually I get to... Clearly, you people don't know me, or you would be booing instead of clapping. But typically, I get to assault your eyeballs every week with the Halo Bulletin. So I'm super excited that I get to traumatize you in person. I said for them to put on there that you should bring a bucket of brain bleach. Hopefully, you guys have it for by the time I'm done with you.
For their eyeballs?
For their eyeballs and their ears.
Okay.
And their general brain.
Oh, well, I brought
Just
that.
everything, right?
Yes.
Just everything.
Everything. So it's no secret I'm a humongous fan of the Halo community. I always have been, always will be. You guys are very passionate, you're very talented, and you are a very diverse group. So I try to represent all of your interests with the panelists that we have here today. If you are somebody that likes to get your Halo news every single second of every single day, I have Louie Woo here from halo.bungie.org. If you are somebody that enjoys people who make replicas of items from the Halo universe in real life, I have Mr. Adam Grumbo from the 405th. And if you're just a guy who likes to look at pretty girls, I have Miss Goose Checka of Griffball Hub here for you. Obviously, I have... Did you say I'm sexist?
I would never say that.
I don't know why you're out of the kitchen, but you should probably go back. So anyways, obviously I have more people here, so let's start at the end with Miss Kelly. If you could tell us the name that the community knows you by, if you could tell us why or how you got that name, and if you could tell us a little bit about your community and website.
All right, well, the community knows me mostly as Goose Checka. And I work for a site called griffballhub.com. My name is a really long story, but I've basically been called Goose since the 3rd grade. And when I figured out AIM, I was Goose Chica, because that seemed really sassy at the time. And then I met my future husband, and he couldn't read, and he spelled it Goose Checka on Halo 1. And it's been that way ever since. So that's I don't check geese, contrary to popular belief. Griffball Hub, pretty much anything and everything Griffball related you could ever want. You know, tutorials, Griffball League, tips, tricks, stats, you know, pretty much anything and everything Griffball you can find at our site.
So I play Griffball with you guys quite a bit. I'm very good at killing my own team, not so good at killing the other team. Not everybody can be as good as I am. I paid her to say that. So one of the things about the Griffball community is they have all of these crazy, fancy-ass moves that have all of these names. How many different moves have you guys created?
We actually don't know. There's so many that we can't actually count them, especially considering that the community often can't decide on one name. One team will say, hey, we invented cake first. And the other team will go, no, that's called pie, or you know, whatever they want to call it. But there are a few general ones that are really well known, like the flowers, the barrel roll, the spawn bonk, hammer launching, the shotgun, stuff like that.
That's where we got the flowers part of this panel name, actually. Mr. Andy, why don't you take the same questions, the username the community knows you by, how you got it, and about your community.
Yeah, I was going to say I don't have any idea about Griffball. So,
I'll teach you.
but I do know we spent about 45 minutes last night looking for a hammer out here somewhere. So, but I am HC Redemption from Halo Charts, Halo Challenges. Thank you very much. Let's see, what was the next question? Where'd my name come from?
Yes.
I actually needed a name because I started on Xbox Live with just that 30-day trial. It's like, I'm never going to like this shit. So
he meant
I just put in a graphic, some stupid name in there, and I fell in love with Halo immediately, and I figured, all right, I better get a better name than what I had. So, I started working around Halo charts, and one of the things that just seemed to be the precedence that they had was, giving some of the forum trolls a second chance, and I like to do that. So, so that's where the redemption came from.
I should say I do not have the same philosophy with forum trolls. Continue.
I've grown out of that attitude, so. But it's Halo charts and Halo challenges. We've really just tried to get in and find those things that players love to do, whether it's a weapon or a particular game type, and we just try to drive in and let them enjoy it the way they want to enjoy it, the way they want to play the game. If you want to run around with a plasma pistol 24 hours a day, we're going to have a leaderboard for that. So, that's kind of how I got excited and into the Halo thing, and the challenges is, just taking that to another level.
I have seen montages of people that only use the plasma pistol, and I'm pretty sure I was every single one of their kills, which I guess makes it a little less impressive, but it was still kind of cool. Andy, out of all the challenges that you've made that encourage people to play these games in a different way, which has been your personal favorite?
My personal favorite, we've had a lot of great challenges put out there, but my personal favorite was when we did the Halo 3 campaign challenge. Pete Venkman, who's one of our site moderators, would kill me if I didn't say that he thought of it. He didn't. No, he did give me the idea, but what we did is we took players through playing Halo 3 again. And we started at the very beginning of the story, and we went through level by level. Every 3 weeks, we launched a new level of the game, told people how to play it, what to do. I have to thank a good friend of mine in the UK who gave me the bright idea to go through Crow's Nest and require that nobody got a single headshot.
That sounds totally easy for me.
I received a good amount of mail for that one. So thanks, Neil.
Very nice. Mr. Adam Grumbo. I don't even know your username. I know you by Adam Grumbo. What does everybody else know you by? Oh, well then the story behind your username is going to be super boring.
Once I started meeting people in real life and they kept calling me by strange internet names, it was just strange to me. Which is weird because I don't mind calling everybody else by their internet name.
Why don't you tell us about your community?
My name is Adam. I run the 405th.com. It's hey, thank you. We're a costuming community that shows people and gives people resources to build their own costumes, Halo and otherwise. I like to selfishly think that everybody running around in a Halo costume back there is somehow part of the 405th. Yeah. So,
there you go. Awesome.
Yeah, we're big costume nerds dedicated to Halo, so that's what we do. Sorry?
I have seen, he was asking about the Guilty Spark. I've seen people that have made Guilty Spark costumes, and just the top half of them was this cube thing.
Guilty Spark's a lot bigger than it looks when people build it to scale. It's like...
I don't know if you know this, but Guilty Spark is sitting in the front row.
We have to hear that laugh later on.
I saw him back in the employee area, did not recognize who he was, and he looked at me and he said, "How can I get one of those 343 shirts?" And I was like, "Ask Kathy at the studio, they're for employees." Turned around and walked away. And then Kevin Gray said, "Hey, do you want to meet this guy?" And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm going to get you a shirt right now." I probably don't have a job after this, so it has been fun. Let's move along to Duststorm.
So I'm Duststorm. I'm from Podtacular, the unofficial Halo Universe podcast. And just just to point out the Podfather sitting over in the corner, JVB. So shout out to you there. Okay, so Podtacular is basically just a community of people that come from all different aspects of Halo. So whether it's you're just trying to find other people that play Halo generally to have fun, or if you're trying to find people that you can play with on a competitive level, we're pretty much there for just about any kind of Halo person out there. Our podcast was actually voted 2006 the best gaming podcast on iTunes. On top of that, our podcast mainly consists of doing random topics such as customs and creations, where we get different maps that people have made with associated game types, and we'll talk about them, play them every now and then, and actually kind of incorporate it into the community and try to share those with other people. And then probably our most favorite topic that we do on the show regularly is Tales from the Foxhole, where we get these crazy stories from just about anyone in the Halo universe about random stuff, where maybe you get a sticky from across the map and you get 6 kills in one, or you have somehow a Warthog's traveling from 2 miles away and you get smashed in the face and you realize there was an elite that somehow kicked it when your other teammate was trying to shoot him down or something. So it's basically just anything goes for us at Podtacular, really.
So throughout all of the years you've been doing your podcasts, you've had numerous guests. Who has been your most well-known guest and your favorite? And I have been a guest on his podcast twice, so I'm not saying there's a right answer for the second part, but there's a right answer for the second part.
I'm pretty sure there's a right answer for this one.
I'm assuming I'm supposed to say you at this point, right?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So let's go to second favorite.
Second favorite would probably, well, first I have to give a shout out to a few of the guests that we've had where we've held them for 4 hours, 5 hours at times. Claude has been one of those recently. For those who don't know, we actually did kind of a podcast of all podcasts about 2 months ago, yeah. And we had 16 people in one Skype conference. And it was crazy, needless to say. And another person who wasn't there, who we're trying to get on here, but Bernie Burns from Rooster Teeth. We had him for 5 hours on a Saturday morning. We held him to 2 o'clock, and he wasn't happy that we were getting in front of his lunch. So shout outs to him. My second favorite to you, though, would probably be Keith from The Running Riot, because he's such a great guy to talk with, and
Can anybody sing the song from The Running Riot? The Shakaroon? Yeah. Thank you. Favorite song ever. Go ahead.
Yeah, so he's just a great guy to talk with. We have regular conversations on a monthly basis. We're talking like 3 or 4 hours into the night, so he's been great, and we've kind of shared guests with each other, actually. So we've gotten some guests from him, he's gotten some guests from us, so it's just a nice little relationship that we've built. So probably Keith would be second to you.
Right answer. Let's move along to Mr. CM Neer.
Hello, I'm CM Neer, and I basically do glitches and tricks in Halo. And that's what I got popular on YouTube from. My name is basically my name, CM Neer, my initials. And yeah.
Short and concise, right?
If you're on YouTube, you probably have seen his stuff. He's a lot better than, I don't remember that guy's name, but that super annoying guy with the really high-pitched voice that talks really fast that's all over YouTube. He's
You
so
mean
much
just about every
better than
10-year-old
him.
on Xbox Live?
Those were his words, not mine. So you've been doing tricking since Halo 2.
Halo 2,
Is
yeah.
that correct? Out of Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 3 ODST, Halo Reach, what is your most favorite trick?
Tank pinball from Halo 2. Halo 2 is the best game for tricking and super bouncing. And that was my favorite game for multiplayer as well.
Does that mean it's the most
Super
glitchy?
bouncing. I hope it was in custom games. I didn't like you people in matchmaking. Always in the back of coagulation, going across half the map. I know you people. Mr. Louie Lou. So I guess I said your username. So do you want to tell us a little bit? Some of us know the background, but why don't you tell the rest of us where it came from?
Okay, so when Halo was, before Halo was even Halo, we knew a new Bungie game was coming out, and we knew that, well, we didn't know much at all about it. We knew that it had a Ringworld in it. That was pretty much it. And the only thing we knew about Ringworld was that Larry Niven wrote a book about Ringworld. And the person that I started the site with needed to be anonymous. So for the first time in my internet history, I had to pick a username that wasn't my real name. So we picked names from Ringworld, and Louis Wu is a 200-year-old Asian guy in the book. And a lot of people online think I'm, well, that part is close to true, but the Asian part is not quite so true. And my cohort was Wirehead, which was Louis Wu after he got addicted to Current.
Spoiler
so that was
alert.
fun. But then we lost him when Microsoft bought Bungie, and he didn't want to be part of the program anymore.
So moving on. So your website has been around longer than Halo's been around. So out of this 10-year span, what do you consider your most crowning achievement?
These guys. So. There you go. So the fan community has morphed over the years. You know, when Halo was first announced, it was mostly Bungie fans who grew up on Marathon and Myth and moved into Halo because that was the next thing Bungie was doing. That's what we did. And some of them gave up when it went to a console because they were computer gamers, or gave up because it went away from Macs because they were, for the most part, Mac users. And then, you know, Halo 2 came along, and a lot of people who loved the pistol from Halo 1 suddenly felt betrayed. There was a Halo2sucks.com site that sort of epitomized the anger.
If you were a part of that, I hope you heard about our title update, the details of which we announced this morning about the CE Magnum. That's all I'm going to say about that. Go ahead.
3-shot kills back. And basically with every game, there's a group that feels disenfranchised because their favorite piece of the last game has been dropped or changed or whatever. And so we lose people, we gain people, and I think one of the things I'm proudest of is the fact that HBO seems to attract people who look for the good parts and stick with them. And you know, they might be disappointed by a change here and there, but they won't give up on the series just because their favorite piece is gone. They'll find something else to love. And we try to foster that, and it seems to work, and we get a really good crowd of people. And they make really neat stuff.
So you've been with the community for this time, and you've been tracking them, going with the whole anniversary theme. How do you think the community has evolved over the last 10 years? Get it? Get it? Yeah, that's why I have this job, that right there.
I don't think the Halo community is
Evolved.
yeah, right. There you go. No, I was going to say I didn't think it's that different from gaming community in general. I think gaming has evolved. I think that we used to be little kids playing in our parents' basements, and now we're adults with jobs, playing in our parents' basement.
Jobs?
No,
Kicking our kids
Well,
out.
for some of us. Some of us have decided to move out.
right. Now we're playing in our own basements. I think that that's hard to say. I have trouble sort of separating the Halo community from gamers in general, which is kind of strange because I've stuck with the Halo community because they seem to be way more creative than gamers in general. So when I think about it, I'm not really sure where. There's this dichotomy that I can't really nail down, but in general, I think the two track each other, and I don't think it's a I don't think it's a specific Halo thing that the evolution that's happening. I think, so what I think is that people are seeing games less as like something to do when you're bored and more a lifestyle. There's a lot of people who have met some of their best friends online playing games with them, and certainly that's true in the Halo community. And people this board itself shows the communities that build this incredible collection of stuff, whether it's digital online trick movies or physical helmets and uniforms or whatever. And it's this love for the game, and it's in a lot of cases it's financially very expensive. So it's no longer sort of the what you do when you're bored thing. It's more a big piece of people's lives. So I think that's.
I would agree. It's obviously a humongous part of my life. I'm very blessed to be where I am. Not even going to go down that path because that'll be a whole nother hour. So Claude touched on the fact that it's a very diverse franchise, and there's lots of different parts of the game that attracts different people in it. So Chris, why don't you tell us what drew you into Halo and what made you stay?
I honestly can't remember. It was so long ago. I was 11, and
That's the sound guys in the back.
Gonna have to lean over and share.
Hello?
There we go. That's better.
I was 11 when I got Halo. I think I got the Xbox and then Halo with it because that was the game that everyone was getting then. And I just fell in love with it, did LAN parties with friends all the time. And then when Halo 2 came out, that's when I really started playing because then I got Xbox Live and that just blew it wide open. And because of that, I've stuck with it because I still make videos on the game for the past 5 years, and and I've met a lot of my friends online who are out there and all over the United States and the world, and it's been a great experience.
When you said 11, I all of a sudden felt really old. I think I was playing Pong when I was 11. Mr. Adam, oh my God, are you clapping because I'm old, or are you clapping because of Pong? Okay, it's okay to clap for Pong, not the other part. Mr. Adam Grumpo, you're another one that focuses on a very specific niche. So what was it about Halo, again, that drew you in and kept you?
Well, I'll tell you what, our niche is not just necessarily costume making. It's really bringing the game into the real world, whether that's props, costumes, a lot of fan films or pictures. Halo's got such an amazing storyline and backstory, and the Spartan characters are so intimidating. You know, to see something like 8-foot-tall Spartans, you can really get a good sense of what it must be for the people, like the civilians that are in the books or something like that. What the legend of the Spartans is. So we try to bring part of that into the real world by bringing, large Spartans, reenactments. I mean, there's probably a half dozen Halo fan films in the works that people can't quite get taken care of. Well, soon. But what drew me into Halo is, I don't know, when I first saw Halo on the Xbox, you know, it was something that I hadn't ever seen before. It's one of those things where, wow, this grass is the most amazing looking grass I've ever seen in my life. How could it get any better? And absolutely, the community element is massive. Because I was in college when Halo 1 came out, so very easy to do LAN games with everybody else. And you do meet a lot of really good people. Half the people that were in my wedding party I met through either Halo or Halo costuming. Nice to see you, Walter.
Did you wear costumes at your wedding?
The honeymoon, the honeymoon.
I feel like we should take a moment to address the helmet that is in front of your face right now.
We were displaying the new Halo 4 Master Chief not too long ago. Yes.
Somebody.
This is probably the first good look that people can get at what the full Halo 4 Master Chief costume looks like. It'll be running around the floor a little bit later on tonight. The suit was created by Devin White at Blue Realm Studios. He's back probably in his hotel room sleeping. And hard work of the rest of us, Charlie, Walter, Sean too. Sean's been helping out. Been working their butts off, putting all the details into the Halo 4 suit because it's so much more detailed than the Halo 3 or the Halo 2 suit. There's all sorts of detail. And the nice thing about it is a lot of the detail is in there seemingly for a very specific reason. Like this could be a hinge where this attaches to. This could be, you know, a vent where the breather gets recycled. And that type of real life stuff, I don't know, it really gets me excited. I like seeing, oh, this could really be a functional thing in the future. That type of mentality.
Speculation? I feel like we should say that's speculation. It was funny, the costume, we were talking, I want to say it was Thursday night that we were, I don't even know my days. I'm not even going to pretend like I do. So somebody said the phrase, Master Chief is still in the air. He hasn't arrived yet. This is completely not relevant to the community panel, by the way. And somebody else said, why did he not use a jetpack? And somebody else said, because it's a thruster, bitch. It was very funny. I think maybe you had to have been there. So anyways, let's go back to Andy, who does the challenges for people. Why do you focus all your time on Halo? What is it about Halo?
Well, it started out, you know, I'll make you feel good about your age. I remember seeing Star Wars on the big screen when it came out, and seeing that big cruiser head over, and that was just one of those, oh my God moments. This is cool. So since then, it's always been a Star Wars thing for me. But once I put Halo in, I had that same sensation. I had that same, this is incredible. And the story of, you know, the Master Chief and Cortana and all that stuff really appealed to, you know, something a little bigger than a driving game or just a shooter where you're trying to just take out a target. There was a lot more to it. What really kept me engaged, aside from the story, was the amount of engineering that goes into it from Bungie. What they had put into the game, how a player, you know, translates what he's trying to do to how it looks and feels on the screen and in the game is unparalleled. I've never seen it. I've tried to go back to other games that I used to love. I can't stand them. You know, it does not feel the same. So I think it's a combination of you know, the story and that piece of it, but it's also the amount of effort that gets poured into it from the development side. It makes a big difference. So that's me.
Miss Kelly, Andy touched on that moment that he realized he really loved Halo. I know for me, it happened during CE. I was, of course, playing through a campaign, hit that Warthog run, failed that last level like 5 times, and then finally on that 6th time I beat the clock, and it was just that humongous rush, the adrenaline it was just crazy. So it was during that one moment that I was like, I love Halo and I'm going to be obsessed about it for the rest of my life. What was your moment, Kelly, when you realized that you were a Halo fan? And also, what made you take the step of starting and continuing a community?
Well, I'd have to say my very first game of a multiplayer, I was on Prisoner in a Halo CE.
Prisoner. I feel like that's relevant to the day as well.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And there was just some guys on the floor, and they were looking for a 4th. And I had never played. I'd never even played on Xbox before. I was on PlayStation at the time. And so I didn't even use dual toggles. So I get in there, and I'm like, sure, I'll play. And I ran into walls. I couldn't figure out the ladders, and it was shotties. So they literally just ran around duck hunting or goose hunting season the entire time. And I mean, I didn't get a single kill. It was like 15 minutes of just being shot to hell. But afterwards, I loved it. And I knew that if I could lose, because I don't like losing at all, but if I could lose and still enjoy the game, obviously there was something very, very special about it. So I kept showing up at their door day after day after day, knocking, waking them up, saying, hey guys, do you want to play some Halo? And it was probably a couple years of that, and then Halo 2 came out. And we did the same thing all through college, played Halo 2 all the time. And then Halo 3 came out, and which is where Griffball got its start. And so I started out in the Griffball community in Summer League of '08, and I was very quiet, because as most female gamers know, when you're new to a community, and as soon as the boys find out that you're not an 8-year-old boy, but a woman, the trash talking can get pretty bad. So I kept pretty low, pretty quiet.
I don't think half the community even knows I'm a female yet.
Yet.
I log into the forums every day and there's a new thread. PS Angel is a girl? Every day. Go ahead.
Well, they thought I was my husband's little brother, because we've always played together. That was awkward, explaining that one. But anyway, so in our Winter League 09, which was actually January 2009, there was a Griffball All-Star game. And my stats qualified me, and the community voted me in. So I actually got to play in the Griffball All-Star game, which was phenomenal. You met so many people, and all of a sudden there's all this, like the community just opened up to you, like, oh, well, you must be good, you must not suck, so you're okay. And then after that, and just seeing the community really kind of pull around everybody and support everybody, I started to write articles for the hub. I'd write, one a week. I'd send them to Pubtastrophe, the owner of the hub. Then I was sending him 2 a week. And then I was sending him 3 a week, and within 2 months, I was sending him an article every single day about players, teams, variants, game types, tips, tricks, controller setups. And he decided that, hey, she might do good for us. And so he asked me to join the hub staff, and that's where it started almost 3 years ago. So that's, yeah.
Nice, very nice. Mr. Deathstorm, there are numerous video games you could go on the air and talk about for 5 hours. What was your moment that you fell in love with Halo?
I don't know if you can talk about other video games for 5 hours. You can do it for Halo. I'm not sure about other video games.
I can talk about anything for 5 hours. Have you met me?
Well.
So what was your moment that you fell in love with Halo? And what made you take the jump from JVB, taking it over from him, and then continuing the podtacular legacy?
Halo for me was kind of just dabbing here and there to start out with, because my parents didn't let us get game consoles as kids. I have 2 younger brothers, and they were like, no, it's not something we're going to do for you. So the only chance I really had to play Halo was with friends. So I would go over to friends' houses to spend the night, and we'd play Halo for 4 or 5 hours on end, doing Halo 1. Then when Halo 2 came out, we would go online and do matchmaking. I probably really didn't get involved into Halo until my senior year in high school, when I bought for myself Halo CE. And I played it on the computer, absolutely loved it, and then I started getting into the custom edition community and started trying to go through and see all the different customizations that people have done. And the community there was just so big and so strong. And then when Halo 2 Vista came out, I totally fell in love with that and did the same thing. And then Halo 3, obviously it's Xbox only, so I finally had to give in and bought myself an Xbox. And ever since then, I've just been connecting with people. I found a home on Podtacular shortly afterwards, getting in there. And when JVB and Fumo ended the podcast in 2008, there's just this void where people were trying to pick it up, doing different things. We were trying to do a video podcast. We had about 2 or 3 different other community podcasts, and they just weren't cutting it. So after about 3 or 4 months, I talked to Fumo, who was the creator of Podtacular. He originally founded it, and he said, "Sure, I'll give you the reins, and you can go for it." And that's how it's been ever since. And I've been doing it for, believe it or not, 3 years, which is it doesn't seem that long, but it's definitely been that long.
Seems like a sweet spot right there.
So that's pretty much my Halo story. And I mean, the more and more that gets released on the anniversary and Halo 4, the more and more I'm excited to see what you guys have to do with it. So.
Very nice. Mr. Chris, I feel like the moment that you fell in love with Halo is going to be related to a trick of some sort. Am I right? Or am I right?
No, is this still working? Oh, good.
Sorry.
No, I can't remember. I was 11, if I remember. Right, yeah, that's right.
He's purposely trying to make me feel old again.
I got it with my Xbox for Christmas, and my friends came over and we would just play with it on LAN, and it was just a lot of fun, and I couldn't believe how much fun it was. And I remember that was the only reason I got the Xbox, was for Halo. And then when Halo 2 came out, I didn't have Xbox Live yet, and then when I got it a year later in 2005, I was like blown away at the multiplayer, and it's just so easy to find friends in the multiplayer on Halo than it is in other games, at least for me. Usually making enemies in other games like Call of Duty and other stuff.
Can we bleep that part out? After we do that, can we get that bleeped? Thank you.
And it was when I got Xbox Live that I started to learn about super bouncing in Halo and doing glitches and stuff. And so me and my friend Ryan started making videos with tricks, and it wasn't until Halo 3 that we got really popular and continued doing it because of that. But if it wasn't for the tricking community itself, then we wouldn't be here today either. It's a huge community of people that just go and find exploits, and then you can have hours of fun doing that kind of stuff. And Halo's a great place for that.
Were you the guys that bounced on top of the maps and made me break many controllers?
Get up there!
Broken controllers are better than broken TVs.
Yeah.
And I do not speak from experience. I'm going to throw this next question out to anybody who wants to take it. Obviously, there are tons of awesome new games that come out every single month. For everybody that runs their own community, what sort of things do you do to keep your community active and engaged? Kelly, I feel like you should start this one.
All right, well, a lot of people don't think that you can write for 3 years every single day about Grifball, but obviously you can, and that's because we have such a diverse and amazing community. On the hub, we have for example, we have a screenshot challenge. The Checka challenge is what we call it. Green Team Text has one where you have to make him laugh, and so we link, our community members link to things that are funny, sometimes crude, well, always crude.
I feel like it's worth noting that he's laughing right now. He's laughing. You get a prize.
And our forums are really active, and we're active in our forums. We don't administrate from on high. We are down there. We're talking about, hey, what game did you play last night? Grifball game. Did you play Less Than 3? Did you play Way to Fail? Did you play Hot Bikini Guys? And yeah,
I'm interested.
Oh yes, you are. And then that doesn't even just touch the league. Like in our site, we have our own league. It's a recreational Grifball league, and we introduced Grifball achievements. So assassinate the bomb carrier on your half of the plant. No one on your team can earn a first kill medal, which is really funny when both teams are going for it. Win the game but go negative. Your entire team has to go negative. So it's ways to keep people engaged and involved, even if you know you're not going to win. And the teams that have the most achievable points at the end of the season, they actually get to go to the playoffs. So it doesn't even, you can have a 0-10 record and still go to the playoffs and still get that recognition. So it's all about just putting energy into the community and keeping them engaged and switching it up. And okay, the captain challenge is getting boring, so let's find something else. And I think the most exciting thing right now is that we are, for our next season of the GGL, we're going to have a fully working stat site. So it's not as amazing as Halo charts, don't get me wrong, but it will track every kill, every death, every bomb plant, every single game your team plays. It'll track it all, and you can look at all your stats by player, you can look at it by team, and it was really an effort on our part because none of us are programmers. I learned PHP by myself, Cal learned MySQL by himself, and the owner, Puptastrophe, also known as H2O Camper, knows CSS. So put us together and we're one programmer. And it's stuff like that, always giving everything you have to the community, and the craziest ideas, you never know. We started a poker night. Nothing to do with Gripball, but we all sit down and we all have our Spartan armor on in the full house poker room, and we play poker and we shoot the shit, and it's because
It's easy to have a poker face if you have a Spartan helmet on, right?
Exactly. Exactly. You don't even have to worry about it.
I feel like somebody should sing some Lady Gaga real quick.
I can get him to do the Dance Central moves. It's really easy. It's side step up, side step up. But yeah, it's all about just thinking of anything and throwing it to your community and seeing what they like and what they don't. We had an Easter egg challenge on the site. We hid little tiny Easter eggs around the site and made people go and look at all of them, and that decoded something that brought you to a page that had a video that said, hey, congratulations, and you got a code. Yeah, they're spoiled now. We couldn't go find them all. But so yeah, keeping the community engaged and active is all about you willing to do as much work as you can to keep them that way.
I think that's a huge part to the community itself. Is not the people running the communities aren't there to dictate what the community is going to do. You got to stand back and see what people are enjoying, and seeing what people want to do, and let that community kind of grow from an organic standpoint, and let people enjoy the game, and let the environment, the atmosphere of the community just kind of take care of itself. If you're saying we only do these things, you're kind of limited. But if you start throwing these ideas out like she's talking about, and these people just latch on to these little key things, that's huge. It's huge, because there's so much that people can come up with on their own. That I can't think of everything. But that's a damn good idea. Well, let's run with it, and let's put the horsepower behind it. And there's been some really cool things that just take off from the community itself. That becomes a site or community event.
I think that's the key right there. So I was listening to Goose talk about, we put out these challenges and we get the community to be engaged by continually giving them things, and I thought, man, she does so much more work than I do. But if you simply make it clear to the community that good ideas coming in will be supported, you get stuff that you would never have thought of, and all you have to do is give them a place to shout from the mountaintops, and they will shout.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the way Goose got into her admin role was just bugging the crap out of Puptastrophe, right?
Exactly, right.
And that's the same way I bugged the crap out of
Firestream
Firestream for months.
Yeah.
So it's that community that just it starts within, it's organic, and it just continues to grow, and you can't contain that stuff. So you just gotta foster it.
Levi, that's right. Yeah, talk. Yeah, so Leviathan, who's here somewhere, I actually can't see through these lights, but
Third row.
is an artist, and you can actually see where he came from by doing a search for him in our miscellaneous art section. And there's stuff from years ago that's, I'm not going to say it's bad, Levi, but it's not quite as polished as his newer stuff. But he asked if he could, put together this. Well, he didn't even ask. I think he just started doing it. This comic that told a story of June outside of Reach, and
Is
And
this Fistful of Arrows?
This is Fistful of Arrows. And the artwork is just astounding.
I feel like you should stand up and bask in their love.
So he just started posting these pictures on the forum, and our forum, I mean, all right, it's a little dated, maybe. It rocks. Thank you. It is absolutely classic, but it's not the right place for artwork like that. And so I went to Levi and said, can I put together a simple, WordPress site to host this stuff? And he said, sure. He actually came up with a really gorgeous design that I haven't gotten around to implementing, but it turns out I don't have to because somebody else did, which is part of the nice thing. But just, he came up with this story and wanted to share it with the community, and he came up with it because he loves the community, and I don't think a fistful, I don't know if I should speak for you, Levi, but I don't think a Fistful of Arrows would ever have happened if he hadn't felt like the community embraced Halo beauty. I think that it was a combination of, I want to express my love for the game, and I want the community to be able to see what I see. And he's not the only person who's done stuff that's truly incredible. And I've been doing this now, 12 years or something, and I'm surprised every single day by what people send in. It's amazing that there are so many people out there who love this game and love this universe and want to create for it. And they do work that, if they were being paid for it, would be worth lots and lots and lots of money, and they do it for nothing. And it's really cool.
I think another interesting thing about Halo that's not necessarily unique to Halo, but it's highly emphasized, is that the developers are highly involved in the community. With Bungie and everything, at least for as long as I know, for companies that come out with games, they're usually there to make a profit, where if you recently watched the 20th anniversary video that they put out, they're making games that they enjoy, and they have a kind of a sense of community there. So being able to kind of interact with the developers, I think, is another thing that's kind of made it easy for communities to form and hold, especially around Halo.
Definitely, they set an incredible example for nurturing the communities. I know that's the guidance that I've taken and tried to continue. I had numerous incredible interactions with them, and I certainly hope to continue them. Did you have more you wanted to say about that?
That was it for that one.
Okay. So now I have this part of the panel that on their sheets that I sent them, I said it's super secret, and I'm not going to tell them because I wanted to get some really candid responses. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be shooting them 2 different choices. They don't get to think, and they have to choose one. But what I also want to do is, after it picks up steam, and you got what?
Boxer briefs.
I was going to try to go Halo related. So, codpiece may
I don't do
perhaps
boxers or
be on
briefs.
here.
I do boxer briefs.
I thought that was going to have a different answer, and I almost just had a heart attack. So anyways, once we get this up and going and you guys understand what I'm doing, I'm hoping that you guys will want to participate. So if you think of something you want to say, don't be shy. Just shout it out super loud. I can't hear very much up here with the mic, so speak up. Call out the person that you want to answer the question to. So I am going to start with Adam Grumbo.
Walter, wake up.
That is not part of this game.
Sorry.
Okay, Adam Grumbo.
First question,
Plasma or frag?
What?
No.
No
Plasma
thinking.
or frag?
Answer.
I like the spike grenade, but I guess
Oh my god. I set aside
plasma,
5 minutes for this.
Well, I like
and it's
plasma
gonna
because
take
I really do enjoy accidentally sticking myself with plasma constantly. I get quite a laugh out of that. My teammates don't, but I do.
Okay, Death Storm. Customs or matchmaking?
Customs. 'Cause
Kelly.
There's just so many out there.
Oh my god. 5 minutes.
One word.
5 minutes. Nope, go ahead.
One
You were
word?
saying
Are we doing
something.
one word or are we like answering fully here?
Your choice. Would
No
you
problem.
like to elaborate on customs or matchmaking?
Yeah, there's one custom in particular. I'm actually part of another community called Cyberline, so I'm going to throw that in there real quick. And there's one game that we play a lot. It's called Break Failure on Lava Pit. And
Did you say?
Break Failure on Lava Pit.
I thought you said Frankfurter, and I was like, is that the clean version of it? Okay, go ahead.
So stuff like that is just, and there's no killing and you try to push people off a little platform. It's just a little random things, and especially with like the insane game type that they released with Bungie Chess, there's tons of customs out there. So definitely customs.
Okay, that's a good answer. Miss Kelly, gravity hammer or sword?
Hammer.
Oh, that's the way we play this game.
Who would have
Claude,
guessed?
the Mona Lisa or Headhunters?
Headhunters.
Chris, Zanzibar or Last Resort?
Zanzibar.
Really? Really? I would like to
Wrong
note for the
answer.
cameras that there was no clapping, and I don't understand you people. Woo! There we go, Zanzibar. I used to camp those front doorways with a shotgun like there was no tomorrow. It was amazing. Andy, Ghost or Revenant?
Ghost.
Adam, Forge or Firefight?
Firefight. Yeah.
Deathstorm, Mark 4 or Mark 5?
Mark 6.
Mark
Now he's confused.
Mark
Good
5.
choice. Andy, Coagulation or Valhalla?
Valhalla.
Samnir, Lockout or Guardian?
Lockout.
Claude, CTF or Assault?
Depends on the version of Assault, but
Why don't you explain?
CTF.
Claude has to leave now. He just told me that he has another obligation. Kelly, offense or defense?
I'm sorry, what?
Offense or defense?
Defense.
Deathstorm, Halo 2 or Halo 3?
Halo 3.
Interesting.
Who's giving me the hate?
Split the room on
Check
that
out
one.
what nameplate I sport in Halo Reach whenever you have time. Hint, it's not that one. Adam Grumbo, snipers or SWAT?
Oh, I suck at SWAT, so it's snipers. Well, I suck at snipers.
Oh, come on.
Snipers!
Andy, battle rifle or DMR?
I suck at the battle rifles. I'll take the DMR.
There's no bloom with the battle rifle though.
Which battle rifle?
There's no bloom with the battle rifle
Oh
though.
my God.
Although that is
I'll,
about
I'll
to
take the
change.
blue.
Spread or bloom, audience? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. We're not going there. No. Chris. Oh, no. Moving on, Chris.
Wrong panel.
Chopper or elephant?
Oh,
Chopper.
that's so
Oh, yeah.
Get to the chopper.
Claude, red or blue?
blue.
Kelly, pestilence
red.
or inclement weather?
Inclement weather.
Oh. Deathstorm, Spartans or elites?
Spartans.
Andy, invasion or infection?
Invasion.
Chris, driver or gunner?
Driver.
I feel like now's a really good time to tell you yet again that I was on the turret of the Warthog, and that it was kind of, sort of the best experience of my life.
And could you see what you were shooting at?
I was too scared to pull the triggers because I
But
felt.
Could you see over the plate?
They were actually worried that you guys wouldn't be able to see me for the panel, and they offered to bring me a footstool. I smiled and said, no, thank you. Adam Grumbo, hunters or brutes?
Hunters.
Duststorm EVA or Hayabusa?
Hayabusa.
No.
Hayabusa?
Inverted.
Raise your hand if you play inverted. I play inverted. Did you guys see that Rooster Teeth video that they put out like a few days ago where they were talking about how people that play inverted are all weird?
Can't deny that.
I have to agree, it's true.
That's not right.
Okay, one more, Adam Grumbo. Completely irrelevant to the helmet. Codpiece or no codpiece?
No codpiece.
Oh, yeah, that's why we get along so good. We have 6 minutes left. If people want to ask questions.
MLG or Griff Ball?
Who wants to take that? Anybody can take it.
Griff ball.
Griff ball.
Griff ball.
Good decision.
Griff Ball Hub likes your answer.
You know, she was kicking me under the table on that one.
Oh, there's a mic if you want to come to the mic. Okay.
Sprint.
Oh, he said sprint or
I hate
armor
the people
lock.
with armor lock.
I want to hear our audience answer on this one.
And-
Sprint
and-
or armor lock?
Sprint.
Thanks for the update, though, on the title update where you can actually punch through the armor lock. I'm going to have so much fun with that.
Absolutely. What? There's bleed.
Just a quick question for Louis Wu. Is there a, I know is there a front page for your site?
Only ours.
Your pay is about to be docked.
All right, another question for Louis Wu. You always have, every year, you have the lands at your house, and you said that this last one was the very last one that you're going to have.
I didn't say that.
You didn't say that?
No.
Somebody broke it.
I said that it was likely to be the last reach one.
Oh, okay. So you are going to have more in the future.
I didn't say that either.
He can neither
Can you confirm it now to make me
nor
feel better?
deny the fact that there will be more lands.
That's right.
Free pizza is awesome.
It's really hard to say. I've thought the last several have been the last ones, and something always happens to make another one happen. So
People
who knows?
here at your front
All
door.
right, by the way, Chris 1B from HBO. HBO is awesome.
Hey, I didn't have so much of as a question as I just wanted to say thank you. You guys deserve a lot of recognition. You spend a lot of time of your lives making our lives better. Our lives are enriched by what you choose to do with your free time. And yeah, you know, it's not an entirely selfish thing. It's not like you hate Halo and you're forcing yourself to do it. But at the end of the day, you are, you know, you're faced with a choice. You can either, you know, basically sign in, update HBO's front page like Claude. You know, you can have all these things that you may not even be interested in, but you put in the time and the elbow grease, and it really shows. And for the last, like, oh gosh, what was it, 98 that I started getting into this? I think I saw a video about an RTS called Halo. You've been so consistent with it. That's the thing. It's just, it's great. So thank you. I'm trying to think of a question to add on, like, so I can, like, answer it, but now that I'm here, it's like total
No,
blank.
I'm going to start like this music. You're getting the plain off music
Okay.
right now.
So I'm Angelic Lionheart from HBO, just so you know.
This question is more along the lines for Chris. You know me, Firelight Studios, we do machinima, and when it comes to Xbox Live, we want to, you know, lower our guns and stuff. And when it comes to making machinima, have you ever wanted to make like a serious kind of machinima where you kind of had to have the resources to be able to do that by having 16 players in a game and not having the strenuous task of having the system link and then having 16 controllers? That's insanity. So what is your take on that?
I agree.
Okay, you got your answer, do it.
This is the Tyrant here. My question goes to both Claude and BS Angel. So what is it going to take for me to get you to play on Legendary with all skulls on?
It's gonna take you getting me better skills than I have.
Oh, okay. So I have to step up to the plate a little bit with my guides.
Good luck with that.
Sounds like a
I'm
challenge.
pretty sure we tried this and it was a disaster. So.
Then I applaud the effort.
You should say who you are to everybody before you come get your bag, because you're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I created the Mythic Difficulty Guides on HBO. Legendary, all skulls on.
There is a model of the Tyrant gun in that store. Unfortunately, it doesn't say Tyrant on it.
Hi, my question just goes to the entire panel. It's kind of like a quick bullet question like you were asking earlier. Campaign or matchmaking?
I like campaign.
Matchmaking.
Matchmaking campaign.
Campaign.
Matchmaking. There's no griff-balling campaign.
Thanks.
There should be.
Matchmaking, I think.
I think,
Campaign.
why don't we take 2 more? I'm so sorry to the rest of you, but after this, we're actually doing a community meetup over in the Waypoint Lounge. So bring the questions that you have. We'll all go over there and you can ask us over there. So we'll do 2 more here.
All right. I'm Taco Pizza Hunter, Griffball Community. Got a question for Goose Checka. Very basic, interpret it however you want. How exactly do I griff ball?
Oh God, I told you. All right, so on the Griffball site, we have a Q&A forum where people submit their questions about Griffball. Some of them are very complex, you know, how do flowers on boxers or whatever. And some of them are how do I has Griffball, and Griffball has 2 Fs. And Taco Pizza Hunter knows I hate this question because I answer it all the time.
I'd like an answer, though.
But basically what Griffball is an assault game type. It is a sports game played within a first-person shooter. It is neutral assault, and the objective, depending on who you ask, is to score the bomb in the enemy's bomb plants, killing as many people as possible while doing so.
All right, thank you.
Have you answered that one before?
A couple times.
The question is for Chris. So who's your favorite cast member, and why is it me?
I'm not going to answer that. Nice try,
Take
though.
the bag back.
I feel like somebody asked a question before I remembered I had these bags. So if that was you, just come. Oh, yes. Thank you. That was you. So I am going to let Grim Brother 1 close us out. Thank you to everybody who showed up. And we are going to finish on this note.
So, yeah, I'm Grim Brother 1 on HBO. And for those of you who complain about the HBO forums, come November, if you hit the back button, it'll actually go into a fully Flash-based website. It's threaded, and you guys will know how to post. Real quick,
I hate you all.
I've been blessed enough to over the past couple years, be able to become, I guess, more and more integral, I guess, part of the way HBO is being run. And the biggest thing is, I mean, I feel like part of the reason why the rest of the panel is up there is in large part because of what sites like HBO, just the people, not just Claude, but the people who highlight. People love to be highlighted. And there's nothing that makes, as a staff member for HBO, there's nothing that makes us feel better than to make you guys feel better.
All right.
That being said, we've got some members of the community in HBO, like you said, who are very talented. One of which who made something that he wanted to give to you. And a number of the HBO members signed it. And this is for you to kind of put up in your amazing kingdom for the next maybe LAN party that you have that does or does not involve a Halo game. So it's right here. If you're with HBO community, raise your hand, please.
Holy shit.
Thanks very much, Claude.
And we out. We'll see you in the community lounge if you want to hang out and talk. Thanks for coming.
Can we get a group photo like everybody?
Objective.
Objective.